Greetings, my leaders. I welcome you to Live with Chatufa. We are looking at what is happening in our nation and around the nation. Just some quick updates that I have for you today before we can be crossing over to our main channel. You have no right to dictate things, Julius Malema tells the ANC. There is confusion, there is ulabalu happening in South Africa as we are speaking right now, as it seems like agreement on parties is still very, very far from happening. We are seeing this report from the Inside Factor saying Malema slams ANC government of national unity. EFF-CIC Julius Malema has slammed the ANC's decision on taking the government of national unity approach. Malema says the ANC has continued with its arrogance despite not performing well in recent elections. So this is a problem for Ramaphosa and the ANC, as we have seen the last live show that we were showing here, where the president of the ANC was giving a report on what they had agreed in the NEC. And they were saying what they finally resolved was not to have a coalition, but to have a government of national unity. And we spoke about it after that address, family, for those that were still there. And we were saying, this doesn't look very well, doesn't look very clear. And it's like all the parties that Ramaphosa has extended an olive branch to, they are lambasting him back. So we don't know what is going to be happening at the end of the day. And remember, they continue to tell him that he has not won the elections for him to tell himself that he can dictate things. And this continues to be a very big problem that we are seeing in South Africa so far, because days are moving, days are getting closer and closer, where these issues are supposed to be resolved and they are supposed to be done with and finished, and then the country would begin to move on to the next stage. But it looks like the ANC itself has taken too long, even on their own, to really agree on what exactly they need to do. One, on whether they do the coalition or whether they do the government of national unity, or also on the idea of who is it that we shall be choosing in either the coalition or the unit government. Of course, unit government, it looks like it will be open for everyone, but that looks like a disaster already, because bringing too many people in one place, too many different parties in one place on the part of Ramaphosa and ANC, I think that is a bit problematic, because how do you deal with all those parties, all those manifestos, all those philosophies that you want to bring in on one table and expect to get a consensus there? It becomes a very, very big problem, because a coalition is better because it might happen with one party. For example, if the ANC had decided to take the DA, it was simply going to be one party that they have to deal with. But in the event of a national unity government, then it means there will be more parties that are coming in, and then all these parties will be coming with their own demands and their own, mentalities, philosophies, beliefs, and things like that. And it might become very, very difficult for them to quickly reach an agreement. So I just want us to watch this video as Malema was speaking on that very occasion, where he was blasting the ANC on why they've decided to go the unity government way.
No. There was a story of government of national unity. Mandela. We don't do government of national unity. We don't want it. So we want coalition. We don't want government of national unity. We will end up with wrong people.
So there we have it. So the moment you start to hear them talking about wrong people here, automatically it means a lot, because you'd find that the black parties, they are really against the DA being involved in these things. The DA also is, on the other hand, also denying to have the black party. So yes, it's a big mess. It's a big mess. We are watching to see how far this is going to go. But like I said, the problem is they have to stick to the stipulated time. And that stipulated time is flying away very, very quickly by each passing day. So we don't know what really is going to be the final end, as it seems like there is not even a single party that is in agreement, because Jacob Zuma had began refusing. Already he was the first one who was not reachable. You still remember I played a video where Figle Mpalula was saying we phoned them, we talked to the MK, they said we are waiting for Ubaba Asimboni. So he was not responding, but he finally responded. But when he responded, Jacob Zuma was agreeing to a coalition again, like all other parties want. So it still remains a bit tricky exactly what would transpire while time is also flying. So let's watch and see what is going to be happening. Yes, Gogomawere is correct there. She says Action South Africa, Hemen Mashaba party also boycotting the GNU. Yes, these ones, I think, were the very first to dismiss it. They said they are not going to be part of it. And I celebrated that, because these parties that hate the African brothers, if they don't go into the government of South Africa, it might be to the advantage of the African brothers. Okay. Terry says, good afternoon, Chatufa Chete. Thank you, brother, for keeping us informed. Thank you so much for being with us and supporting. My sister Fadza says, Chatufa Chete. Hanzi yekumbopema zvombo kuRussia mainzwa here vachinaiwa zvino idi. Right, we are going to be talking about it. The show is coming. We are going to be discussing that very issue of what Mnangagwa did in Russia, because he created a very big disaster there. So we are going to be talking about it when we cross over to the main channel. If we check, the thumbnail is already there on YouTube. We are going to be talking about that. So let's shelve it for now. But we heard about it, and a lot of interesting things that are also happened there. Joko Chibua says, no one will ever drop the move of God. Ivanoona moto this time. Pashata. Anonyura. Yes, akushata pakatoshatisisa. And things are not going to be as easy as these guys have been thinking. I think they were thinking that it was just going to be a walkover ANC, but it seems it is far from it. Babangwenya says, Viva EFF. Yeah, thank you so much for that contribution. So this is what we are seeing happening, and we want to see whether the ANC is going to retreat from their decision of sticking to the government of national unity and probably come back to the issues of coalition. And if they come back to the issues of coalition, who are they going to pick again at the end of the day? Because it seems like there's bad blood also on these other opposition parties. So it becomes a mammoth task for them to see exactly, or to choose exactly, who they are going to come into coalition with if they decide to pull back. Let's just hope they won't be grasped by that SANU-PF spirit of saying, to hell, if you don't want, we are going to go on, because they can't go on. The truth is they can't go anywhere with their 40%. They definitely need a kingmaker for them to be able to constitutionally be able to administer and to run the government of South Africa. So this is what is happening. We just are giving you updates. I think I have another update. After the second update, we'll be crossing over to the main channel where we have more and more hot issues that we are going to be discussing. Otherwise, family, love you so much. Thank you so much for the contributions. Thank you for being here. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for liking and sharing. So we are going to be meeting in the next show. Don't go away.